Welcome, my dear students of class 9A, to my history class. Today's points, as mentioned: impact of Buddhism, Buddhist language and literature, Buddhist councils, religious life, political impact. Impact of Buddhism, Buddhist language and literature, Buddhist councils, religious life, political impact. First point, I am going to explain impact of Buddhism. Impact of Buddhism. Indian culture, social life and religious beliefs were significantly influenced by Buddhism in the following aspects. Number one, ahimsa. It means non-violence and contributed in removing many ills from the society in terms of animal protection and settlement of disputes without any violence. That means the Buddhist education, preachings and teachings had left a great impact in Indian culture, social life, religious belief. Only because of one principle of Buddhism, that was ahimsa, non-violence. His policy of ahimsa removed many contrasts, many inequalities from the grassroots level of society. The policy of ahimsa protected animals' life. It gave protection to the common people who had no dignity in the society. That's why the impact of Buddhism also had a great factor in the society. Next point, Buddhist councils. Buddhist language and literature. The Buddhist scriptures are known as Tripitakas. These were written in Pali. The Jataka tells from another category of Buddhist literature which shed light on political, social and economical life of the people from 500 BC to 200 BCE. These stories are about 550 in number, were written in Pali and included moral lessons and ethical teachings. They have been translated into many foreign languages. The Tripitakas, which are written in Pali, and the Jataka tales, which are written under the stories of Lord Buddha's early life, had left great impact on Buddhist literature. It also brought political, social, economical life of the people from 500 BC to 200 BCE. And these stories are about 550 in number. These all were written in Pali. And it gives moral lessons. It gives ethical teachings of Lord Buddha. And these were translated in many languages of India. Lord Buddha did not compromise with the principles he made. After his death, his disciples followed the system of Lord Buddha's teachings and preachings through the council named Buddhist Council. The Buddhist Council was established at Rajagriha, and from Rajagriha, this Buddhist Council started teaching through his followers, saints and monks. As per this, Buddhist Council, teachings of Buddha were categorized into three parts, three baskets. Number 1, Sutta Pitaka, basket of sutras. Number 2, Vinaya Pitaka, means basket of discipline. And number 3, Abhigyana Pitaka, means basket of special teachings. Number 1, Sutra Pitakas. Sutta Pitakas. This section is attributed to the recitation of Ananda, wherein Buddha's sermons and activities were compiled. This basket is further subdivided into 5 Nayakas dealing with origin of the universe, Buddhist ideas of karma, rebirth and nirvana. Then Vinaya Pitaka, it contained the rules of conduct to be followed by the Buddhist monks and nuns, and states a list of offences and punishments. Number 3, Abhigyana Pitaka. What is the meaning of Abhigyana Pitaka? The meaning of Abhigyana Pitaka is basket of special teachings. Basket of special teachings. It contains commentaries and analysis of sutras. It contains philosophical introduction of doctrines of the Sutta Pitaka in the form of questions and answers. A number of questions also are there. A number of answers also are given there. And these are done in the process of explanation, in the process of analysis. All the Sutra Pitakas, all the distinct features of Sutra Pitakas are clarified in many ways through the process of questions and answering. And next point, Buddhist councils. As per the Buddhist chronicles, soon after the death of Buddha, King Ajatasattu convened a meeting of the monks, the followers of Buddhism, to safeguard the teachings of Lord Buddha. Such councils were held on many occasions. The first 4 councils are mentioned and important in Buddhist chronicles. Such 4 councils are mentioned in Buddhist chronicles. In the first council, Buddha's disciples divided his teachings into 3 baskets of Tripitakas. The second council was held in Vaishali. The third council was held during the reign of Ashoka at Patliputra, and the fourth council was held during the reign of Kusana king Kanishka in Kashmir. So these are the 4 councils. So the 4 Buddhist councils were held after the death of Lord Buddha. Soon after the death of Lord Buddha, King Ajatasattu called meetings with Buddhist monks, followers. They all attended the meeting under King Ajatasattu. King Ajatasattu decided to safeguard teachings and teachings of Lord Buddha. That's why he called such meetings. There were 4 meetings. There were 4 meetings, but the first 4 councils are mentioned only in the Buddhist chronicles. In the first council, Buddha's disciples divided his teachings into 3 baskets named Tripitakas. And in the second council, which was held at Vaishali, and in the second council, which was held at Vaishali, Buddha's followers decided to make other people attracted towards the teachings and preachings of Lord Buddha. That's why many important part of Lord Buddha's preachings and teachings were thoroughly discussed in that very council. And in the third council, that was held during the reign of Ashoka at Patliputra, the capital of Ashoka, and the French council. And in that meeting, in that council, Emperor Ashoka himself gave importance to the preachings and teachings of Lord Buddha and decided to make a number of viharas, stupas, and during that time, Ashoka decided to make constructing Sachi stupa. And fourth council was held during the reign of Kusana Emperor, Kusana King Kanishka. Kanishka's fourth council, Buddhist council, was held in Kashmir. It was a council for the Lord Buddha's, followers. In that very council, Kusana King Kanishka decided to strengthen, to embrace Lord Buddha's religious concept, Buddhism, throughout India, and by means of constructing a number of viharas, stupas, and of viharas, stupas of great art and architecture. And next point, religious life. Religious life, Buddhism posed a series of challenges to Hinduism through reforms within Hinduism. The caste system and ritualistic sacrifices in Hinduism were dispensed with. In Hinduism, casteism was there. Ritualistic sacrifices were there. But Buddhism, posed a serious challenge towards the concept of Hinduism. And this concept, Hinduism, became unpopular only because of the influence of Buddhist religiostic philosophy and concept. The concept of equality, the concept of, religious equality, the concept of social, political, cultural equality made their religious concept, Buddhism, popular throughout the country. As a result, Hinduism, which was once flourished, its popularity also was reduced, because in Hinduism there was an old practice like ritualistic sacrifices, like religious inequality. That's why Buddhism gained popularity over the country. And next one, political impact. Emperor Ashoka and Kanishka were highly influenced by the ideals of Buddhism, and they shunned war and violence. Both of the two kings, Emperor Ashoka and another one, Kanishka, they decided not to adopt the policy of violence, but adopted the policy of non-violence. And this led to years of peace in their kingdoms. There was no violence during their rule in their respective kingdoms, only because of the policy they adopted on being influenced by the ideals of Lord Buddha's concept, Buddhism, and they were so highly influenced by the ideals of Buddhism as they dedicated their lives for the noble cause of Buddha's Buddhism and embraced the ideals of Buddhism. Now, impact of education, political impact, religious life I discussed, and the next one, political impact. Lord Buddha's influence, already I discussed political impact also. What is political impact? Ashoka and Kanishka were highly influenced by the religious concept of Buddhism and embraced it by adopting the policy of non-violence and by utilizing it in their practical life and by leading a very rich, prosperous and healthy life during their reign up to this milestone. Thank you.